in the 200s, probably about 200 people.
Mm-hmm.
About what it would have been like 5 classes of 30, 6 classes of 30.
It's it's 20 years ago. I don't even remember. There's only one thing I remember about that, and I'm still looking for him. And when I find him, he's in for it.
Yeah. So are you bulking up? Are you lifting weights?
No, not really. Not really. I'm probably going to use a gun or something. Kidding. I'm not going to use a gun. Kidding.
You're going to beat him down. Yeah, that would be no satisfaction. No thought. Unless you're
probably
beating him down
poison. I feel poison. Yeah, another suspension coming on now.
Yeah, threats. Well, that's the crazy thing is that that guy, he can run. That's one thing. If he could get away from you, he'd be able to run away. He can run crazy.
Yeah, he was into that.
He's into fitness, and
yeah, he was. Well, he was. We don't know what he's into now. I haven't seen him in 20 plus years.
20 years. Yeah.
Good riddance.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are glad that we don't. I've never seen him again, and
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are glad they never saw the likes of us again.
Did you ever talk about my roommate Jonathan Loopstra?
Oh, Loopy! Oh, we could do a whole show on Loopy.
Holy crap!
Loopy, who was actually Owen Meany. I believe he was the inspiration for John Irving's prayer for Owen Meany. If not, it was a bizarre coincidence because this guy, he was. Do you think he was mentally ill?
No.
No.
I think he was that
severely dedicated.
Yeah, super dedicated. He's that sort of person that I mean, that religious fundamentalism. When it goes
definitely.
From actually, I don't think fundamentalism is bad, but I think when you become a zealot, a religious zealot. Mm-hmm.
He didn't seem, as far as his religion. I know he was like over the top with his religion, but he didn't push it on anybody. He wasn't like the type that was preaching anybody. I know he had some problems with you in Idaho with
how did you know
trash.
that? How did you know he tried to throw my girlfriend out of the house?
Oh, I didn't know about that one. I was talking about when he found the condom wrapper in the trash.
Oh, yeah. Well, how did you know about that? Who told you that?
You told me about that.
Oh, okay.
You told me about that years ago.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
But Loopy, we called him Loopy. His name was Jonathan Loopstra, and who actually is, I must give him credit. He's amazing for what he's accomplished. So much more than we have.
He's a super genius. He's crazy.
Well, no, he wasn't a super genius. He was intelligent. He was, above average intelligence, but he worked for everything. He worked for everything he did.
We do.
Yeah, no, he was very intelligent, but not.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider him extraordinary intelligent. He worked his butt off though in class. He studied. Oh yeah, he studied nonstop, and he'd sit there and talk to himself and memorize everything. And he would spend if you remember, he wouldn't spend any money. He spent. We get paid to eat when we were there. We got money for food, and he would only buy ramen noodles, and that's all he would eat. And he lost so much weight. I mean, he started out, he couldn't have been maybe 110 pounds because he wasn't big at all.
Right, no, he's a little guy.
But he got so skinny, he would put his belt on, and his jeans
started... step into his belt?
No, but his jeans were they're way too big for him, and they start to the material starts to overlap because it's so big, and he's got the belt tightened up so far where it's like he's having to cut holes to make new holes in it because it's so tight, and he just lost so much weight. It was almost scary because he was just so dedicated to studying.
To ramen.
Oh, and that's why he wouldn't spend any money. He spent so little money on food. He wouldn't go out.
Ramen is actually negative as far as like.
It's like eating salt water. It's just not good for you.
Right. Eventually, it'll make you insane.
Yeah. Now if
you drink too much salt water, you'll eventually.
You'll go nuts. Yeah. Now was he on the ship with you?
No, he did not. He was he was in Idaho with me.
Okay, somebody else told me that was on the ship with him. Told me this story that he bought a car. He was on an aircraft carrier, and before he had gone on deployment, he had bought a car with cash because he had saved all his money. All this time he's been in the Navy, he hadn't spent any money, so he bought a very inexpensive car. One of the, I don't know what it was, one of those little inexpensive 4-cylinder cars.
Mm-hmm.
Parked it in the parking lot. Went away for 6 months. Came back, got in the car, started up, and drove off. Like it didn't do anything to the car to prepare it or anything. It started, it ran, and then he had the whole time he was in the Navy, he had saved his money, and then he went to college. I think he went in Wisconsin to get, and he paid for his college himself. Got his bachelor's degree, and then he went on, and I know he's got his PhD now. And last I had looked him up, and he was in, I think you had looked him up too. He was in somewhere in the Middle East.
Yeah, he's a doctor of early Christian studies.
Yeah, and it's like, wow.
In Iraq, and he's like,
yeah, he was in Iraq. Yeah, he was.
He's like at the University of Baghdad or something.
Yeah, he speaks multiple languages now, and.
Yeah, I don't want to out him, but I just assume that he's CIA.
Oh, no, I don't know.
Dude, you don't those sort of things.
The
man?
people that are in there,
he's
yeah.
He's the chair. He's the chair of the Center for the Study of Ancient Mesopotamia.
Yeah, it's. I mean, and that would be right up exactly what I would expect him to study and be an expert on, because that was his thing. He was just completely dedicated to the Bible and Jesus and the whole thing, and unlike anybody else I'd ever seen, where a lot of guys say they're like that, but then they go off drinking or doing their own thing, and then they come back and well, I'm still into it. He was 100% dedicated 100% of the time. I mean, you lived with him, you saw it, right?
Oh yeah, he wouldn't. He's a maniac. He's nothing short of a maniac. He actually, I think somebody said that he wigged out for a little while, and was drinking and acting all crazy for a short period of time.
Oh, I would find that very.
This is a rumor.
Very surprising. Yeah, I find that really hard to believe.
They saw him at on the base package store.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it didn't happen, but based on what I know of him, that would really surprise me. Someone told me when he was on the ship, he had these valves that were really difficult to operate, and they were up in the overhead, really hard to get to and really hard to operate. And he would climb up there like a monkey and just scale it and hang. And he was, how small he was. He was tiny, and he would just wrap his entire body around the valve hand wheel and just force it open, where other big guys couldn't get it, and he would just do it, and it was just nuts.
Yeah, he's
quite
nuts.
A character.
So he wasn't real cool with me living in sin with a girl at my house.
Yeah,
at our house.
It's kind of interesting. Before you go on that, how that you two found each other. I mean, we knew each other, but what made you decide to move in, or what made him decide to move in with you?
No. Here's what it was. So I was always in some sort of trouble.
Yes, I remember this very well. Usually, it had to do with either showing up on time, or most of the time it was just showing up on time, wasn't it?
Yeah, showing up on time is half the battle, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So I had figured after going through living in Orlando, there's so many things to do, and
so many distractions
life to live there.
Yeah,
right. So many distractions that what I thought to myself, I will not get through this program, which is a very, very difficult program.
Yes.
Unless I turn over a new leaf, unless I change my attitude and change my lifestyle, right? And
who better to guide you? Yeah.
Who better to guide me than Jonathan Loopstra? Now, this guy is straight and narrow guy, kind of, just always doing the right thing,
Always.
Yeah. Always. Even in the face of going to the titty bar.
Oh.
He wasn't going to go to the titty bar. He's saving his money. He can't get the girls that money. That's his money.
Oh, he wouldn't have done it anyway. He wouldn't have done it. He would.
Yeah.
And if you told him you were going there, I could see him. He'd just look at you and shake his head. Oh, Lenny.
He said, then he'd say he's praying for you while you're gone, and then how you feel now?
Yeah, then you feel guilty for a little while.
Yeah, you're like, oh man. All right, for a little bit, you're gonna say I'll have to drink twice as much. So forget that statement he just made.
Yeah.
So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna my Navy career is getting off to a bumpy start. Nothing bad's happened yet, but I really still at this point in time thought I was going to do 20 years and call it a career and
I don't
really
know
make
how.
something out of myself.
I really don't understand where we were at that time in our lives. How you're possibly thinking 20 years?
Oh,
I just don't get it.
Here it is, dude. You're 18 and you're thinking, man, I'm getting paid to do this.
It sucked. We were miserable.
I know. In 20 years, though, I'm going to get paid and retire, and they're going to just give me money, and I'm going to sit around, and I'm going to start a new career, and they're going to still be paying me money, and I'm going to get, and that's how I'm going to get my revenge, because I'm going to be sitting around, and they're going to still be paying me.
But just to give everybody an idea of where we were mentally at this point, on Friday nights after we get out of class, which was like, 3:30 or 4 o'clock, something like that, we would go back to my room, because I had my own room. I didn't share with anybody, and I had bunk beds. We'd go back there and we'd kind of crash out before we went out Friday night or went to a restaurant, whatever we were going to do.
Yeah.
And it would get dark.
Squadron.
Huh?
Fighter Squadron?
What was that?
What was the 4th Fighter Squadron? What's the restaurant? Mama's or the 4th Fighter Squadron?
On base there?
Where we go? No,
we used to go to
base.
Orange Blossom Trail. Not Orange Blossom Trail.
Orange Blossom Trail?
That's the gay part, right?
Parliament House.
No, that was the gay part. I remember. No, the place in downtown Orlando there.
That was not OBT. OBT was where the Parliament House was.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't a real street. It was more like a tourist attraction place.
Right, it was a tourist trap.
Yeah.
What was
that place called? It was Orange something or other. Anyway, it was like.
Orange Blossom Trail was where the Parliament House was.
Yeah.
That's where we weren't supposed to go.
Stop saying that. Which I don't even know what that was. Was it a bar? Or was that like a hotel? Or what was that?
That was a all-gay entertainment complex.
Oh, goodness.
With hotel rooms and lounge.
It was like a gay Disneyland.
With Florida's best female impersonators.
How do you know all that?
I'm looking at the website.
Chirp. Oh, here you get the website up.
From memory.
What was that place? I know.
Locked down.
What was that place called?
I'll tell you in a second.
It was
down there?
There was a Hooters down there. There was a couple bars. There's a place that played like live music. God, it was like citrus or orange or everything in Florida was.
Yeah, everything was like orange-based theme.
Orange, yes, some sort of Minute Maid theme.
Let's see. One of the big streets was Cimarron Boulevard, but that
wasn't
it.
That wasn't it.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, no more listeners now.
But keep going.
Yeah. I forgot what we were talking about now. Oh, so anyway, so Friday night we go back to my room and kind of crash out for a little while, and it would get dark, and then pretty consistently every week it would get dark. Pretty consistently, Lenny would jump up and scream, "Oh my God, I'm late!" and go running out, thinking that he was supposed to be at his PT, his physical training for the morning, that he was late for it, which he had to be there at 6 o'clock or something.
6, yeah. Or
6 o'clock.
6.
So then he'd realize, no, it's Friday night. I don't have to be anywhere. Just calm down. And that would be basically how we would wake up after our crash out every Friday night. And it was pretty routine for us to do that. Or on a Saturday morning. Or a Saturday morning, you wake up 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock thinking you're late for class, throw your uniform on, run outside, then realize it's Saturday and you didn't have class. And
yeah, it was always it's really this post PTSD thing going on with us.
It wasn't post. It was present traumatic stress disorder because it was ongoing.
Currently,
the stress was there, consistently. It was. So that's what makes me wonder how you could possibly be thinking, "Oh, I want to do this for 20 years." I
always assume that here's my I kind of got this attitude is I'm always thinking that the